Running a business comes with a lot of what-ifs. But luckily, there's a simple answer to them. Shopify. It's the commerce platform behind millions of businesses, including Thrive Cosmetics and Momofuku, and it'll help you with everything you need. From website design and marketing to boosting sales and expanding operations, Shopify can get the job done and make your dream a reality. Turn those what-ifs into... Sign up for your $1 per month trial at shopify.com/special offer.
Imagine this. The best pasta sauce you have ever tasted sits abandoned on a plate. Wasted sauce. That is a tragedy. If only you had used Barilla al Bronzo pasta. Its bronze-cut texture holds your sauce and scoops up every last drop. The Italians call that scarpetta. Capture sauce the Italian way. Barilla al Bronzo. Click or tap the banner to find out more.
This podcast is supported by Progressive, a leader in RV insurance. RVs are for sharing adventures with family, friends, and even your pets. So if you bring your cats and dogs along for the ride, you'll want Progressive RV insurance. They protect your cats and dogs like family by offering up to $1,000 in optional coverage for vet bills in case of an RV accident, making it a great companion for the responsible pet owner who loves to travel. See Progressive's other benefits and more when you quote RV insurance at Progressive.com today. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Pet injury is an additional coverage and subject to policy terms.
Episode 26, The Howls of the Harpy. There is another saying among the good people of Kaa'Riin. Let wind breathe upon open sail. Let waves crash beneath your hull. Let stars guide your heart to hand, and let journey's path be far from dull. Let howls for life be yours to hear. Let blood flow and pulse in time. Let eyes gaze upon hope and destiny. For common lives are common crimes. Gather that which brings you joy. Gather love in grand abundance. Let it flow between your fingertips. Let it roar through wind and thunder. And when it ends, don't read the dust. There are no stories there. Your tale's now told by those you trust, who shared the wind and air.
Cool. Very
Yep,
good.
fuck it, yeah.
What did you call it? The Howls of...
The Howls of the Harpy.
Familiar?
I hope so.
Yeah, it's the shit we were first on.
There we go. I thought I'd heard this before.
I thought it was actually called The Harpy's Howl, not The Howl of the Harpy.
It is called The Harpy's Howl, yes. But
fucking
the
killed it
episode is
again.
not. There we go. It's two in a row.
Killed it again.
Everybody, welcome back to our wee little podcast where we, where our three heroes find themselves in deep, dire and deadly trouble, fighting against the rather powerful Lord of Lightning, while trying to find their way to Cruzian's Island, otherwise known as...
Mystery Island!
Woo!
to ask for yet another gauntlet. This one hopefully giving them power over an undefeatable army of clockwork warriors, which they plan to use somehow to stop the return of the probably evil Daunus' mother, the god that is currently a mountain range. There you go. Summary complete.
mother.
Summary complete. It's not that complicated, a story, when you just summarize it like that, is it?
No, not at all.
There you go. Easy. With me for this adventure are...
Indy playing Freya.
Stacey playing Kaa'Riin.
Lana playing Morrigan.
No.
Because I
Not
drowned.
for this episode.
Because I drowned. Because I'm dead.
No, you're still falling. It could be a long fall. So that's where you're wrong, everybody. You may have thought that that's what you're doing, but tonight, ladies, you'll be doing something completely different yet again. In the land of Kaa'Riin, there is a lot more going on than just the three stories of our heroes. You have an envelope in front of you. When you open it, it will tell you the name of the character you're playing for this mini episode.
That's interesting.
So I know I'll give you a little bit of time to figure out what your character can actually
This
do.
episode, right? We're not dead.
You're not looking good. I'm going to give you that much. Let's just say this took a little bit of,
Right.
figuring out how to give you a
breather.
chance here. I thought you'd roll something good against that guy. But anyway, you're in trouble. So now you're playing someone different. So when, if you wouldn't mind opening your envelope, please, Indy.
Oh, no fucking way. I'm Jorda. Are you shitting me?
This is such Freaky Friday shit, and you're going to end up in love with him after this.
So, does that mean that I know what's going on in his head?
Yes.
Oh!
You have to empathise with his unrequited love.
Oh, this is icky.
But I'm not saying that Freya knows. You're not suddenly transported in there. You are being actual Jorda. But
Okay, I'll
he
put
can
me
see.
Jorda.
He can see into Freya's eye. whenever she has the thing
It's
off.
also creepy.
But he doesn't do it because he didn't feel right about it.
He doesn't because he's a good guy.
But I must admit, the being of many eyes does occasionally
Forgot
warn
about
him.
that guy.
Yes.
Yeah, he's totally helping out sometimes. Because he was a bit of a stoner. But he's been saying occasionally, look, she's in trouble. So,
Okay.
in your envelope, please, Kaa'Riin.
Captain Anako?
That
Anako.
sounds cool.
That does sound...
Or Anako.
Anako.
Or Anko.
Definitely what the first thing you said was.
Anako.
Yeah.
You're thinking of the Kmart brand?
Yes, Anchor. Everything Anchor.
Yeah, you're playing.
Captain.
I have always seen myself as a captain.
That is bougie.
Oh my God, I'm going to be such a
I
hot
like it.
captain. I'm going to wear a lot of blouses unbuttoned.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I can see it.
Yes, with like a
flapping in the
sexy
wind.
hat and then
Like
maybe
that
some dreads.
Real silky
Well, you're also.
with a corset.
You're also.
Oh, yes.
And then I'm at the wheel.
I'm not going to get this out ever, am I?
Huh?
You're also a Leonin.
I don't know what that means.
Like Dutch, you're a lion person.
Oh.
Is this the dreadlock chick you mentioned earlier?
Wait, do I just guess dreadlocks for real?
Because I'm in love with dreadlock chick.
I don't know if
He's
she ever had
also a lion.
dreadlocks in the past. I don't think she ever mentioned what she had.
Okay.
So I'm a lion captain, hot,
That is hot.
lionessing,
So that
lionessing.
feline look, not just, cat
yes.
person. But,
Feeling it. Okay.
Yes.
really good with guns.
I got to drop all my empathy and stuff. Like, I've got to be a new character. I'm captain. I'm fierce. I'm decisive.
Yeah.
I'm decisive. I'm writing that down.
I've got to be all soft and mushy.
And Morrigan, would you mind opening your envelope, please?
You just dropped a letter from my name. I'm playing Alan.
You will be playing our good friend Alan and his 5 hands. His 5 arms and the 5, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Forgot about his
my
5 arms.
gosh.
Is he? Oh my God! Is this what the singing people in the town were referencing? Because there was the.
Yes.
I'm not looking down. I'm just cleaning. I don't know what they're singing about. That felt very Alan.
It's Alan. And when you look around, you also have on board, because you guys are on the Harpy's Howl. You also have on board the being of many eyes is with you as well.
Dude. Awesome.
Now, it wouldn't be an intro without some shout-outs. Girls, I'll start. I never do them, so,
Yeah.
give me time. And this is a
I'm
good
going
one.
next.
I like this one. This is Tiffany Flowers, who listens to us from the good old US of A, who said we helped her through one of the hardest things she's ever done, which was having an eye removed. So yeah, that's up on the list. And professionally, not just, not with a spoon
It
or
was a
something.
medical
like
procedure.
Yeah, it was done properly.
Not in some sport where there are no rules.
While she was listening to us.
I reckon. I like the idea of Tiffany Flowers just being into
Like
the
roller
arena.
derby?
Like, yeah, just kicking butt and taking names. We did happen to mention prosthetic eyes in one episode, so they reached out to us. And they texted while they were still learning how to see things differently, which must be very difficult.
Yeah, it'd be an
And they sent me
adjustment.
this text, which I just love, or this message anyway, because not so easy to type while not being able to see properly, and also we love autocorrect because it makes many funnies.
Yeah.
Tiffany gave me a great laugh because she wrote about prostitution eyes instead of prosthetic eyes. And I know.
They're come hither eyes.
They're called sex worker eyes.
I
Thank you
know,
very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm already trying to think of different ways to get prostitution eyes into an episode.
Like unionizing, but prostitutionizing.
Yes.
Okay. That would be interesting.
Work with it.
But thank you, Tiffany, and best of luck with your eyes.
Oh, and Tiffany, if you do end up getting like a whole bunch of cool, different coloured eyes, please reach out and let us know. That's just what I would do personally.
Yeah.
I can see you doing that.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
I'm going green today.
Yeah. Hell
Because
yeah.
my favourite thing when I see someone with 2 starkly different coloured eyes, I'm automatically in love.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, you are so special.
And the
Unique.
prosthetics these days are freaking phenomenal.
Oh, yeah.
So freaking cool.
Okay, sorry, we spent a lot of time on this shout out.
That's all right. I mean, Tiff's great.
Tiffany Flowers.
But
woo!
anyway, I mean, no pressure, but girls top that.
I'm next.
All right. Apparently easily.
I would like to shout out Laura over on Spotify.
How many eyes did your person lose?
None. Laura has said that she almost wishes she was in a car crash to get a shout out.
Oh, wow.
Does missing her bus stop count? And apparently it does, because here I am shouting you out. She says that she loves the show. She's trying to get more women, or maybe she loves that we're trying to get more women into D&D. And here we go. She's trying to get her friend listening to our show and to get her friend to try.
Well, if her friends managed to get this far in, well done.
In which case, hey, welcome.
Welcome aboard.
Hi,
Years
friend.
Who's next?
Oh, we'll go this way. Mine is Adam Jeans, who said, I didn't realise I was so close to being caught up on this, ! This is my favourite line. When the episode finished playing and something else started, I was very confused and upset.
Aww.
Oh.
Looks like I've got something to look forward to.
Oh, I understand that.
I was
When your TV
confused
series
and
finishes and
upset.
it's like, oh, I'm not ready for it though. And it hurts a bit.
It does. And like, it's just some cheap rebound
And you
whenever it's
feel
playing. You're
lost.
like, I don't want this. It's not the same.
Indy.
Hey!
Anyone you'd like to shout out?
I'm going to apologise in advance if I say this wrong, but Nehemiah Haskin from America said, the Cotton Countdown was very well done. Love you guys. I'm American, but I'm listening so much, I think I'm developing an accent. Personally, I would love to hear that accent. I think it's so funny when other people try and do
agree.
an Australian accent.
And they always do like this. They go, no.
I know.
And they like show their teeth. No.
No, Cleo, or whatever the fuck it is. I can't even do the fake Australian accent.
It's so funny.
Oh no, my phone.
Yes, that's perfect.
Lovely, lovely. Ladies, are you ready to play?
Yes.
Yes.
I want to tell you something about the land of Kaylee. Not everything that happens to the big three. There are other stories turning, they're everywhere, and I'm sure you're gonna love them, so sit back in your chair.
We begin this episode aboard the Harpy's Howl, where 4 people are currently flying through the air at rather incredible speeds. Those people are Captain Aneko, the original owner of the Harpy's Howl. The being of many eyes, a creature you've met once before who was a lovely chap and was able to see people's lives if they had indeed been required to share their eye with him.
Also very high.
He was usually a little bit dopey, but
Yeah.
He was the
he's-
high eye guy.
Yeah, he was a little bit relaxed. You also have on board with you Jorda, the Raven. Although he doesn't call himself that anymore. I don't know what he calls himself. That'll be up to you, I guess, there, Indy, in a second.
Really?
Yeah. He's not the Raven anymore. He gave you all those powers. He gave Freya all those powers.
Oh, they're just plain old daughter.
And speaking of plain and old, and we also have our good friend, Alan, the janitor.
Hey.
Right now, the crew are flying through the sky high above Kaa'Riin, each searching for someone. They're being brought together by a series of events and have formed a motley crew, not the band. Yep, none of you know the band. Okay.
Oh, I do. Sorry. I was just
Fine.
having a drink.
Thanks. Who have spent the last couple of days waiting for clues from the being of many eyes. But right now, they have no idea where the girls are, and they're just waiting for Freya to take off her eye patch again. Jorda is standing to the side of the group, staring out to the horizon with his long jacket flowing behind his blonde hair that he has been considering dyeing black.
So
Now that
on
he's no
brand.
longer the Raven.
No, tousled untidily, of course, in that cool way that people think is cool, but is really just not doing your hair. And he turns and walks back over to the group.
Hi, I'm Bill, and I tell the tale of the Harpy's Howl. The Harpy and the Raven. I've saved the world before, you know. Few remember. Most are long gone, of course. No one thinks a ship can be young. But when these old wooden planks creaked less, I was there when the world needed a pink horizon to sail toward as the suns set. I remember the feeling the young man standing upon my deck feels now. I see it in his eyes. He should fear that death approaches in unimaginable ways. But instead, some sense of adventure calls, making promises it rarely keeps. He should feel the cold shiver of love lost too, but I know little about such things. My love is the sea and a strong wind. This one, like all the others, doesn't know the value of youth. The price we pay later for all the deeds we perform now. There is nothing he would not give to be remembered, and there is nothing the gods would not ask of him. And in dying, when he calls upon them to let him rage again one last time, they will silently dine upon those deeds. So, young man, upon what deeds will they feed?
Jorda rejoins the group, and the being of many eyes asks whether the madam is really dead. And Jorda starts off by talking about his last day on the tower in Kaa'Riin, fighting against the madam. This happened in our story not too long after you left the tower. You hadn't killed the madam, and he was left there with Alan on top of the tower, seeing if he could survive. Jorda.
Yeah.
The madam is dead.
Yeah.
How come his voice is deeper than when he actually does his own voice?
I don't know.
You've manned him up a bit. It's only been a few days. The madam is over on the other side, and she of this tower. It is still snowing. It is just a few days ago as you retell this story to everybody and explain to us how you managed to kill the madam. If you chose to kill the madam, I don't know. I don't know what happens here. You guys are in charge of this part of the story to the degree where I may find out that my world has been destroyed by you.
The madam is dead.
Okay, tell me then. How did you kill the madam?
Oh. It was brutal. Absolutely brutal.
Now, I'm going to play from here, the being of many eyes.
Yeah.
But everyone else in your characters ask each other questions to sort of tease out this story and see how we go. So the being of many eyes says, I was inside the tower. I didn't see how she died, man. I hated her.
Yeah.
How did she die?
So, first of all, because I still had my raven abilities then. I'm quite a good sneak attacker.
Unlike some people we know.
Yeah.
Like, where did you learn that from?
Not from Freya.
Oh, okay.
She's terrible. So bad.
Always about Freya.
But I
still
use-
talking about Freya.
That's what I think you love about her, though, right? It's endearing how shit she is at sneak
I
attack.
know. Oh, my sweet baby angel. So I saw her trying to fix the sausage-fingered man, and that's when I did a sneak attack on her. But this rage came over me, and I wanted to take her eyes. Both of them. I wanted to take both.
Both of them?
Yeah.
That's just darling.
You know when they say, what's that saying, an eye for an eye? Your version is 2 eyes for an eye.
Yes, because of the interest,
2
you
for
see.
1.
Alan covers his eyes at this point.
So I went to gouge her eyes out in the middle of a sneak attack, but then I thought, no, I don't want to stoop as low as Freya.
As Freya? Freya hasn't gouged anybody's
Oh,
eyes.
no, but it's something she would do.
Wow.
I know.
That's nasty.
I know.
You're
so
right,
I don't
though.
want to be like that. I still want to be like the calm leader.
he's still a little bit burned by the rejection, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like those.
And
He's seen a new side of her.
Yeah, he hasn't
glasses
learned
are
how
off.
to take rejection yet. You know, when men get rejected and then they're just like, she's a slut. it's like that.
So
Jordan's,
instead-
he's not emotionally evolved enough yet.
No, his version of it, though, is she's an extremely violent individual.
Yeah.
And I won't be one of those.
Yeah,
It's not an
unlike
unusual
Freya,
story.
who's pretty much a villain, I think we can all agree.
Yeah. I think you know that.
So I'm going to take the moral high ground and throw over the edge.
Awesome.
Murder, not mutilation. You know,
Yeah, that
that's where we
works.
draw the line.
You threw her over the edge.
did.
How do you know she's dead?
I put the knife in too.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, lots
It
of
was a
things.
long drop.
Lots of things here don't die from falling or being stabbed
It was a long drop.
into snow.
And she doesn't have feather fall
How do you know that?
because I read her spell sheet.
He looks at you like that doesn't mean anything whatsoever. It means nothing to him.
Unfortunately, I know that she was dead because I had to clean up the mess. Unfortunately, like most things, that fell to Alan to do. Alan talks about himself in the third person.
I think a lot of people are going
He
through this
does,
episode, except for the being of many eyes, because it takes too long to refer to himself. He says though, did you also have to clean up that metal guy?
Oh,
Menteith? Is it Menteith?
I was thinking of sausage fingers.
Yes.
Oh, the robot too. Yeah. You were fixing that. How'd that go?
Alan tried to help, and people yelled at Alan. It was not very nice. People aren't always the nicest.
Oh, Why are people so unkind?
I don't know. Alan doesn't know. Alan tried to help.
So Alan refers to himself in the third person all the time now, does he?
Alan does.
Oh, that's new for me. Thanks. So what did he find with Menteith?
There was a lot of blood. There was a lot of mess left behind when those girls left. Alan did more work in one day than he has had to do in his entire career there. It was not very nice.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Alan collected Menteith. Did you say his name was Menteith?
Yes, it was Menteith.
Menteith, who ironically did not have very nice teeth. I don't think his work had dental.
Not after that fall.
The madam definitely didn't pay for that stuff.
Alan isn't about wasting things, so Alan collected. This is just too hard to do the third person. I give up on that. Alan's growing as a person and switching to first. I don't like wasting things, and I know that people have struggled in the past in our area. So I collected the clothes off of the corpse, and I donated that to a local orphanage. You may know them. The
children.
The children of Cotton. They like cotton donations.
All right, yeah, okay.
Ah, my old family.
I know they're called Cotton, so I donated the cotton, like fabric for them. I know where they live, so I just threw it under the sewer grates.
So it's just closed in the
basically
street.
just littering at this point.
Hates to waste things.
Great, yeah, nice one, Alan. Alan's just stuffing the sewers of the street
out
up.
of mind.
I did, however, find these shiny rocks in Menteith's clothes.
Show me them.
They're pretty, aren't they, Jorda?
Does Jorda take the rocks?
Hey, Alan.
Yeah.
I'll make
Look
you a
over
deal.
there.
I don't even try to make him a deal. Just pictures him.
I've got quite good sleight of hand.
Are you going to just steal them directly from Alan?
Absolutely.
Are you going to replace them with anything?
Remember, Jordan's nicer than Freya.
Ah.
I hate being nice.
How do I do that? Okay. All right, Alan, I know that these gems are really important. And
They're really shiny.
They're so shiny, Alan. Stay with me.
Don't look at the shinies.
I pull myself away from looking at my hand and I look up at Jorda. And I'm like, yeah?
The girls really need them and we're going to help them. So when we find them, we're going to give them to them.
These can help someone?
Yes. They're going to help the girls.
Wow.
So I'm going to get you something. My crossbow. I'm joking.
I don't know.
You're going to give up your crossbow.
Absolutely not.
If these are important, I don't know that I should be holding on to them.
I don't think so either, Alan.
Can you look after them for me?
Yes. Thank
And
you
I hand
so
them to
much.
Jorda.
And I take them. Whew. Close call.
At least someone tell Alan he did a good job.
Did Alan help?
Alan was great.
I have this big grin on my face and I kind of rock back in my I'm like sitting on the
Actually,
ship,
very good.
and I rock back a
Very
bit.
clever of you, Alan, to check through his pockets. I wouldn't call it thieving if he's dead.
Technically, Alan's probably saved the world.
It's just cleaning
Not
up.
possible.
Alan's clever.
Alan is
So
clever.
clever.
But Alan, speaking of clever, what happened when you had that stick? What happened to your stick?
Oh, this, and I pull out the half staff that Morrigan gave me. This is really cool. So Morrigan, she was so nice. She was lovely. She gave this to Alan.
Was she?
She gave this to Alan as a present.
All right, you don't want to tell me any more about how amazing Morrigan was while you're just sitting there talking about your other character?
No, because she did say some mean things about me.
Oh, yeah.
But then she did give me this shiny staff. It's not shiny right now, but sometimes it lights up.
That's going to be useful. Hang on to that, Alan.
Okay, and I pop it back in.
In the other hand.
It's not like he hasn't got spare hands. Alan has 5 hands. You could just hold it. It wouldn't. If you had 5 hands, you just carry stuff.
So I've held it out with one of my right hands, and I go to look to like put it in a bag or something, realize I don't have one, and one of my left hands take it and just holds it behind my back, and I smile.
Done.
Sorted.
Nice job, Alan.
I'm very clever.
Don't let it go.
Now, Captain Aneko, you would actually know that as you were flying towards this Kaa'Riin, where the tower was, what attracted you to the place in the first place is you hadn't seen a tower there before. It was unusual to you, but also a huge bright light had lit up the top of that tower, and it made you consider investigating what caused that light. As you traveled down the coast, you've seen a lot of things. You've seen that the watchtowers seem to have been destroyed, quite a few of them. You've seen armies of people moving around, or they don't seem to be on killing sprees, but you certainly wouldn't want to be captured by them because they just drag people away. And you've seen them loading them into boats and sending them back over the ocean. But while you were searching for somebody, right, anybody at this stage that you could figure out some more sort of direction with, there was a huge bright light on top of the tower that came from Alan's staff. But your story starts back a bit further when you started looking for your own boat, Harpy's Howl. It's your ship, and unfortunately, it's one of your ships. You have a fleet.
Damn straight you do.
Yes, I do. I'm British, remember?
Oh, yes, okay.
Yes. I'm going with it. I'm going to get really into it.
Oh, that's
Excellent.
good.
I like it.
I like
it a lot.
it.
She's British and she's serious.
Makes it hotter too.
She's a goddamn captain.
Yes.
Excellent. That does make sense.
Again,
the
though,
Raven is quickly
put it-
forgetting about Freya.
Please no offense to any of our English members.
None at all.
Butchering
No, they're hotter.
the accent.
In Bellison, you found your ship washed up against the beach near a collapsed watchtower.
The Harpy and the Captain. If I had eyes, I would close them when I fly high above the clouds. I am not convinced there can be a sense beyond breeze flying across us. Like a light hand bringing reassurance. A touch compelled by love. Perhaps I know more about the emotion than I first thought. The captain knows of love, that I can see. There's an abrupt response in those who have attained a singular purpose. Little else matters, and so little else is given. She has the distant stare of one who searches for something beyond the physical, beyond all things except time. Yes, that is what she searches for. Her time, their time. When breeze ran across their skin. Well, Captain, what would you give for more time?
Captain Arneko, while you were in Bellison, you noticed a large gathering of people surrounding something in town. You wandered up to those people. How did that go?
So a gathering of people I thought was very strange, so I rolled perception.
All right, what do you got?
A 19.
Yeah.
So then I knew everything.
Yeah, it's not so much about what you can see, but what you can hear, because they're actually in a lot of silence. It's mostly people being very quiet, and this one person speaking in the middle. He seems to be able to control the audience rather well, a very deep voice, and he's talking about why they're gathered.
Is it the chief?
Is it an election?
We're all British now.
I mean,
What just happened?
I don't know.
we're all British now.
I'm going to go more Scottish. I want to thank everyone for being here today.
Now we know why the accents don't
Sounded
roll
a bit
out.
more Irish to me.
No, this has more gravitas, and it's a more important and meaningful moment.
Is this funeral?
It is indeed a funeral.
Oh, whose funeral?
How terribly
Well,
sad.
that's difficult to figure out because they're all standing around a grave. It's a grave.
The mayor.
It's an oversized grave.
It's the mayor's funeral, isn't it?
Why would you know about the mayor?
I'm just very perceptive.
Well, you would know if you'd listened to more than 2 seconds worth of the priest who says we're gathered here today.
To honour.
To honour, thank you. The life of a very important man. He is loved, beloved. Is there any other way you can love someone? Because that would be how you would love this man. Beloved throughout this town, for the things he's done. This horrible tragedy, a life taken so abruptly. Yes, people in the audience. It's not really an audience when it's a funeral. People in...
We're here for...
We're here to enjoy ourselves. The people in the crowd, which is gathered, and hear them murmuring. They're angry.
It's just so wrong.
Yes. And the mayor, who did so much for this town, he saved the dolphins. He, as we know, brought childcare, healthcare, elderly care,
Medicare.
self-care. every type of care to the village that he could. A little bit more concerned about the self-care he brought. But anyway. And it was a horrible, horrible loss.
And his name was?
The mayor. Was indeed the mayor. He doesn't just refer to him as the mayor.
Lost to an arm.
We couldn't even bury all of him. Because those horrible people took part of his body. The voices stop for a second. There's a low rumble. The earth seems to shake a little bit. And then a hand pushes through the soil. And wrapped around the hand are tentacles, as if they're helping this being push out of the grave. The people are hysterical immediately. They run. And this mayor rises from his grave. Not so much mayor anymore. Part creature. Tentacles, suckers, a face that looks like he's been beneath the sea for longer than you and I would like to be. What do you do?
Well, I think that's quite obvious. I get my pistol out, spin it around a little, point it, go, well, let's go then.
You start shooting at the mayor.
I mean, is he really the mayor? Is he a tentacle thing?
Well, he's missing one hand, and usually you have to be able to prove your power by having one of the hands of the mayor. So you can start shooting at him. Go, roll an attack.
She does seem like a no-nonsense
I
kind
do
of character.
believe that is a natural 20.
Oh, no way.
I do believe. I do
Wow.
see for yourself then.
I do.
I do believe in Christmas. Yeah, you shoot him right between the eyes, and it goes straight through the head. All right, roll me some damage. You can already see the hole.
Just blow the smoke.
Blow the smoke first.
Yeah, so blow the smoke off my pistol.
Excellent.
Okay, I'll roll damage. That's 24 with a crit.
It's not too shabby against this guy. It knocks his head backwards. There's a hole in it when he resets, and he looks directly at you. It doesn't kill him, even though you can see through the hole.
At this point in the story, Alan is like on the edge of his seat and he's like, that doesn't sound good.
The people, this terrifies them even more. If it wasn't so much that the guy was able to crawl out of the ground, now that he's been shot in the head and not died, they are hysterical, and they all start to fall back very quickly, which leaves a direct line to the only person who didn't run. And that's you. With a gun that's still smoking, even though you blew most of the smoke away. It looks directly at you, and whatever it is, it smiles, and it doesn't even run. It just starts lumbering in your direction. And you can see the tentacles that are wrapping around it seem to be getting thicker and stronger with every step.
Well, that's that then. So I pocket my pistol.
Yep.
And I unleash a daunting roar.
Yes, because you are a Leonin, yes. Oh, cool. Could you do one of those on the ship for me right now?
100% I can. Rah.
Oh, that's pretty daunting. That's what they should call that.
You're getting hotter and hotter and hotter.
What happens when she roars?
So daunting roar as a bonus action once per short rest. Creatures of your choice within 10 feet that can hear you must succeed on a wisdom saving throw, DC 14, or become frightened of you until the end of your next turn.
Woo! It gives you a chance. Okay, you have roared in its face, and I've got to succeed on what have I got to
DC
roll?
14.
And I have failed miserably. You actually do scare whatever the hell this thing is. Enough to at least stop it. It's instead of rumbling towards you now, it stops in its tracks and gives you a little bit more time to consider what you'd like to do.
So all these other little wimps are pissed off then?
Well, yes.
Well, there's the reason I'm the captain. So I guess I'll take care of this myself. So what the fuck do I do?
It's not that easy being the captain.
Heavy is the head that wears the crown. Well, no one else here is really worried about him, and neither am I. I'm just here for my ship. Toodaloo. So I strolled to my ship.
Stroll as the town is being... I don't know, the screams of the people behind you. Something has gone horribly wrong, and you don't have to worry about it now. It's not your problem.
Never mind.
It's in the background.
You didn't want to help people?
Oh, darling. Oh, Alan, bless. No, I didn't. I was there for one thing. One thing and one thing only, and that was my Harpy's Howl. My darling, my beloved.
You love the ship? I never had a ship. How many do you have?
Several. More than one.
Less than 12.
So you just went back to the ship.
No, I just wait out and watch the show.
What you would have seen then is that this being, every time it moved around the town, it just wrapped itself around people, like a limb would go this way, a tentacle would go another way, and it would automatically, almost upon touching it, start transforming whatever it touched. So this is just spreading to people throughout that town, and they are being overtaken by whatever this tentacled creature may well represent. How did you get this ship to lift off?
Oh, darling, it wasn't that hard. It was low tide. Once high tide came in, I just sailed away.
Knows the tides.
Jordan's impressed by a woman who knows tides. Rather simple, but wonderful. Well, the boat did
Smarter,
indeed
not
lift
harder,
off.
darling.
The boat
Again.
did indeed lift off and floated down the coastline, and you were looking, as you were flying along, just watched how it's destroyed more and more of these golems appearing. Every now and then, though, you also saw this other creature. Like, you know, if you waited long enough, you saw some of the people in the towns interacting with the tentacled people as well, as if that was spreading. It didn't get all the way down to Kaa'Riin, though. It seemed to sort of just stay close to the edge of the coast. When you arrived at Kaa'Riin, you saw a tower with a bright light and decided to investigate. That's when Captain Aneko first met Jorda, Alan, and the being of many eyes.
And as you well know, then I ran into you two, and that brings us here, doesn't it? Well, you two. And it.
Yes. And Alan gets upset at being called.
Oh, no, sorry, darling. Alan, you're a delight. It's that monstrosity, that ball of eyes.
I'm trying not to catch the accent. It's really fucking hard. You pointing at me?
I'm pointing at that thing with all the eyes.
She's totally pointing at me. I'm used to it. When you're a being with many eyes and you're the only one, everybody thinks you're different. I live with it. It's okay.
I like you.
Thank you, Alan.
The Harpy and the Beast. No ship prefers the safety of a quiet harbor. I've learned in days spent dreaming of wild winds that the whisper of safety is a curse spoken by the fearful, a prayer for the frightened. Unfurl your sails, old thing. Yes, I see you. Who could not, of course? A being who sees so much, but watches only from softly lapping waters. Unfurl your sails, my friend. Let those eyes see the fear. Let them widen. Let new light flow inside, beyond the judgment of those who see your shape. And you may find the colors of life, blinding but beautiful. Being of eyes, what will you see from beyond the shore?
Over the time that the four strange acquaintances have travelled together, the being of many eyes has often shown you the carefully curated lives of those who volunteered their eyes to him. Their eye, just one. Some would do this for personal protection, knowing that there was always someone watching. Some would do it seeking to leave a legacy of their lives, or others from delusions of self-importance, and some for cultural reasons. The being was always careful to avoid showing anything from those whose eyes the madam had forced him to take. He projects the shared vision onto the sails at night, like a show for everybody.
Oh, that's fun. Popcorn?
Under the stars? That would be so nice.
It would be lovely. Yeah, it's a pretty thing, as long as he's doing it with permission. Yes. Consent.
Yeah.
Whenever Freya had removed her eye patch, they have watched together to search for clues to her location. Now, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to read some descriptions of what you have all seen together. And if you can pinpoint a location based on that information, you will decide how quickly you are able to track down Freya, Morrigan, and Kaa'Riin, or, case of Captain Aneko, loot.
And what, we're going to figure stuff out.
Yes, you have to figure stuff out.
Not a fucking puzzle again. Remember we couldn't figure out the rainbow? Looking back, that was very easy.
I'm still embarrassed for you. Now,
Second embarrassment.
Jorda only knows places by rumour. He is not well travelled. Neither is the being of many eyes. But Alan is actually quite well read. Alan loves to read.
I thought you were going to say he's well travelled. I was like, no.
No, he's not. But he loves to read and he loves maps.
Oh, I'm so proud of him.
And Captain Aneko, well, She knows everywhere that can be seen from the sea. But she's also flown over a fair chunk of the mainland, so she's fairly reliable too. So the first location was probably uncovered by Jorda and the Being of Many Eyes, but they may not have shared this information to everybody else. They may not have wanted to share that. So this little bit is just for the Being of Many Eyes and Jorda. So Jorda knows about this and may be able to sort of give a bit of a hint. The Being showed Freya fighting Minty. Jorda knows what happened at the top of the fortress and knows what happened to Freya when she fell. But walking to the throne is our friend Queen Minty Bitch.
So I'm going to imagine she's turned around to see me.
Yes, she was about to sit down. She hasn't seen you yet.
Okay.
She still has her back to you at this stage.
As I walk in, I am going to turn back into Freya.
Okay.
And I am going to say...
As soon as you do that, soldiers pull weapons out straight away because they know this isn't right now.
And I'm going to say, it's about time I throw you off the wall. And I point and I use my power word and I say kill.
You know what that means, right?
Yeah, he knows my secret. I was choosing to ignore it.
He is watched as
On top
Freya
of
walked
fortress.
inside. He saw it.
He knows about my secret.
I just thought I'd throw that out there for you.
But if Belloc doesn't know that he knows, is that good?
Probably not bad for him, yeah.
Yeah.
But you don't know that he knows either.
This is like a triangle.
You're Jorda right now.
This is the worst kind of triangle.
I can't figure it out.
Isosceles. They're the worst kind.
Equilateral. Yeah, right. So if I just don't say anything to anyone?
Well, yeah, but Jorda can put out the first clue.
He also might say something, and then the thing will be like, eh?
Yeah, he might. But right now, that's not a problem because Jorda's just on board with.
Hang on. Am I? Who am I?
You're Jorda.
Oh, fuck. Oh, yeah.
And who's eating this chicken? So Jorda knows the first place to look. Does he tell everyone?
No.
Okay, that will set you back slightly.
Oh.
It's only
you've made
it's
the
only one
decision.
place. It's only one place. The second one is one night they're watching and they see a rather dark chamber, water dripping, not much light at all, occasional candle, and while they're there, they see a potato.
I dare not turn around. Potato, you go first.
And in front of you, you see a potato come bouncing out.
That was a really beautiful, sad moment, and then you're like, so a potato comes out.
This is more my speed. I'm more a potato person than a cheese person.
Well, now there's a potato that has bounced to a stop in front of you.
Ooh. We've had this before.
You have.
A cheer. We found your dad.
But
You
we're
have.
not
Sorry,
us.
sorry.
We're not us. Oh, we're not us.
No. They do see...
Prison.
They do see aspects of what is a prison. You think anyone would know where that was?
Do you think it could be somewhere around...
You have to build the story about how someone would know.
I don't know.
Okay, hold on.
Captain Anako almost certainly couldn't have seen that.
No.
Could she? No.
Do I maybe have... You know what? No, I'm not going to ask. Alan, our good friend Alan, who I'm playing today, as a cleaner, has other cleaner friends, other custodians of other facilities that he's in contact with. He has pen pals.
Yeah.
Pen pals, right? Yeah. Because Alan can read and write.
Yes, he
Fun
can.
fact.
Yes, quite
Fun
well.
fact.
Not only that, he can write 5 letters at a time if he wants to.
He can.
Correct.
He has
Yeah.
a lot of pen pals. Thank you for helping me build this.
He gets busy.
And he has this one friend who always has these really outlandish stories in his letters, and Alan kind of just thinks maybe he's going a little stir crazy in his work and doesn't really take stock of them, like doesn't really believe them entirely. But now that he's seeing this place on the sails in the eye, he's beginning to think maybe Crazy Larry isn't so crazy.
Crazy Larry.
Yeah.
Bloody Larry.
Crazy Larry.
So what place does he think this is?
Alan's like, my friend Crazy Larry's told me about this place. I don't know where this voice is coming from.
No, you're killing it.
Thank you. That's the secret prison. I thought he was just full of conspiracy theories, Crazy Larry.
Suddenly he's Aussie. I love that. Accents are hard. I get it.
I'm not trying for an accent. I was just trying for like softer and like
No, honestly,
slower.
so good. It's like, you know who I'm seeing now? I'm seeing Chopper Reed.
Which is not what I'm aiming for.
Eric Banner, Chopper Reed.
Yes,
I'm
Eric
getting
Banner,
that too.
Chopper Reed.
I'm also getting that vibe.
Yeah.
That is going to be absolutely lost by almost every international
differ.
listener. Yep.
You're
No,
welcome.
I hope they all go and look up Eric Banner playing Chopper
That
Reed.
movie's going to spike.
Get in there.
in views.
Yes.
Get in there. Does you know the name of the place, though?
Hold on. And I start rifling through my various pockets because 5 arms, I've got like 20 pockets on my person at any given time. And so all 5 of my arms are rustling around because I like to keep my correspondence. And I pull out my letters from Crazy Larry, which are in one pocket. I'm really thinking, I really should not call him Crazy Larry anymore.
Larry's fine.
Dear Crazy Larry.
That's what it's been. And I'm thinking to myself, I really need to write a letter to him and just have, sorry, Larry. I think it's the secret prison underneath the castle of the orchestral sands or something, maybe. And I look up and everyone's looking at me strange, and I'm
That
like,
makes sense because I know that's where Freya's from. She told me about this. Side note.
That makes sense.
Thank you. I was hoping this made sense.
It would make sense
I
if
wrote
Freya
it
may
down
have
and I was
mentioned this
like,
place, yeah.
So, Jorda knew Freya before she lost her memory. So, Freya would have been able to recount stuff to Jorda.
Yeah.
Okay, we're
we're
good. to
good.
go.
Oh, okay.
We're good.
So, and she told me about this place. It pops up in the desert and then it goes again, but I haven't ever been there myself. She just told me about it. And
All right,
she did
what-
tell me about this prison.
What did she call it?
Fuck! What is
I
it
love
called?
this.
Fortress of Orchestral Sand?
I will give you that one.
Is it it?
Yes. So that does mean that at some stage you tried to find the fortress of the Orchestral Sands somewhere in the desert flying above. Before you saw another vision, another nighttime vision above the desert, the stars and the wind blowing below you. And this time it was a wild race against horses. And Jorda was so disappointed because he watched as Freya reached out and tried to electrocute a horse.
Meatball.
On behalf of all of us, I am so sorry. And if there is anything I can do to make it up to you guys, I absolutely will.
Let me win.
Can't let you do that, so I'm going to use my shocking grasp.
Oh my god!
She's gotten meaner.
So Jorda speaking?
Alan covers his eyes and can't look at the horror. He's like, it's really intense for him, and he's like, oh my god, he's gonna get hurt. He covers his eyes.
So you're of no value here, whereas in the background you can see behind this horse, and as Freya moves her head around a little bit, a huge castle, immense castle, and a giant wall travelling around the outside of it. And the wall is substantial. So you can see there's a couple of walls actually, one around the castle and one that actually just blocks off the desert, and that one is incredibly high. So does anybody know the name?
Because you fly over land, you might have seen it, like a Great Wall of China kind of situation.
Yeah, I just can't remember what the place is called. I remember
either.
being there. I remember the races. I remember having a lot of fun. I remember the commentators. I remember being in a Mario Kart style race. I cannot remember the name of the place.
I can tell you this, there are 7 places that I will be mentioning. If you don't get 4,
Are you joking?
it
How
would
am I
be,
supposed to remember
it
this?
would be catastrophic.
Okay.
Can you tell us them now and then we'll just...
So
You're laughing, but I'm like, yeah.
No, this is tragic, but you are 1
we come
out of 3 if we don't get this
come
one.
out of the prison.
Is it Caradril's?
He does live there,
It is his place.
Oh,
and our Neko would know of him
Caradril's Fall?
just by name.
Is it Caradril's
that was
Fall?
a castle, some kind of
That's not the
castle. Oh,
Galeth! Castle Galeth! Yes!
And how would Jorda know that, though?
Oh, yeah.
Jorda is good at hearing, he's heard rumours of different things around the land, but he doesn't know if anything's true.
I've heard of this place called Castle Galeth, and I know that they have these races there.
Oh, I fly over that constantly. I do love a good race.
And do they murder? Fuck you.
That was priceless.
What does
is my normal voice.
Speak, Alana.
Who am I?
Where am I?
Okay, I'm sad, but okay.
That's so good.
And I just want to ask if they murder ponies there.
Oh, constantly. That's
It's actually true.
That's
They
the
do.
best part.
What was the name of the place?
That one.
Castle Galeth.
Castle
Castle
Galeth.
Galeth.
So the next one, you see a wide bay. And there's a submarine. You can actually see
The Bay
most
of
of this
Wales.
one. Well, I did think Captain Aneko might find that one awfully quickly. Yes. Ding!
I like to summer at the Bay of Wales. So fun fact, there's no whales.
Sad but fun fact. Then you see a halfling village, and it seems to just appear from the hills. Doors open and things there was nothing there. There's just hills, and a little village appears before your eyes. People selling things, and there's a hole in the ground that leads down. There was a cat. The sign does translate to the words train station and points to a hole in the ground. Upon closer inspection, there are stairs. And then there is a whistle. And around you is an explosion of sudden activity. The hills come alive.
With the sound of music.
Thought you'd go down there. Little doors covered in grass fling open, and even smaller people come flying out. They appear to be setting up shop. Mostly food, but there are clothes and touristy items. Then a burst of steam exits the hole in the ground, and a short time later, people start making their way out from the hole.
Oh, I know that place. That's where Bob works. There's this really awful cat. He's so rude. So
Alan knows a
rude.
friend called Bob, the halfling janitor who lives at the train, who works at the train station.
Yeah.
Of course he does.
Yeah. And I pull out letters from Bob, and he's not so great with words. So he's got some pictures. He's drawn the cat on the box.
Yep.
And there's this shady guy who he doesn't really like, who seems to have every job. Alan doesn't understand why you'd want more than one job.
If I'm not wrong, I thought he was also the janitor, so maybe he took Bob's job.
Maybe he did.
Bob's job.
That might be why he stopped getting letters.
It does make the next one easy to pick out, though, because the next vision you see is, it seems rather dark, but you are seeing inside a cabin, traveling at incredible speeds, but through darkness. Now, the only reason you can tell it's going through incredible speeds is every now and then it seems to come out in the light and suddenly go back into the darkness.
Like we're in a tunnel.
Like being in a tunnel, yes.
On a train.
Where does that train go?
Library.
Oh, damn, I was going to say that.
Oh, you say it.
Well, there's good
Finally
news
knew
because
something.
the last place you see, and you don't need to describe this one now because you've already found it, but it's a tower made entirely of books.
Alan's excited.
And if you know the name of that place, that is the last place that you are deciding to look for these people.
Yep.
Where is it?
Library of Vassanor.
Beautiful. Well done.
Yes!
Well done, everybody. And that means you are tracking the girls quicker than you could have been. You could have lost track of them if you'd not done well in that section. Now, the excitement of finally almost catching up to the group, because now you are at the Library of Vassanor, traveling almost directly behind the girls, step after step, losing them here, finding them there. But it does make it that everyone, it does make everyone a little tired. You've had a long night, and everyone decides to have a rest. Everyone's off to have a tuck in for the night. A short or long rest, depending upon who you are. Alan, on the other hand, is the most excited because he misses his friends.
Who's his friends?
The girls.
Oh, they're
They're my friends.
Not jokes. We love Alan.
That's sweet.
I just didn't get their mailing address, so we're not pen pals yet.
The Harpy and the Hands. Time makes us complacent. We forget our firsts so quickly. They become commonplace. For me, so high above, I now only vaguely recall the first time my metal hull lifted skyward. Starward, it was. I heard the gasp of the new sailors who had joined me for my maiden voyage. Ha! I was still maidenless at the time. My Harpy would come later. And at some cost, of course. But then I was still a simple ship with a simple name. They say it is bad luck to rename a ship. That you are trying to slip something past the gods. So I do wonder if they can see me. Am I worthy of their attention? Potentially their wrath? But yes, I remember the way those sailors saw the sea as it sank further below them, just like you, strange man with many hands. And just like me, I wonder if the gods see you.
Alan, you settle down for the evening. Everyone finds their space. Everyone's got bunks and so forth on the ship. But you find it difficult to sleep. And when Alan can't sleep, Alan does what Alan does when he can't sleep, which is...
Writes letters.
Yeah. I think I've just established that, surely. Although it's quite dark,
cleans.
I guess.
Alan cleans, let's be honest. When Alan can't sleep, he cleans.
Oh, okay.
I'm basing him on my mum. My mum is one of those people, when she wakes up too early, she just decides that just means there's more time for cleaning stuff. She's old school.
You got time to lean, you've got time to clean.
It's his little song he sings all day long, yeah. Can you give me a perception check?
Yes. I took this dice out of this dice jail.
Wow,
I did a couple test rolls, and I think it's ready.
It's always a chance of
Never do a test roll.
reoffending.
Like 4 test
Use
rolls.
up a luck.
Yeah.
18.
Oh, okay, scratch it.
Oh,
Wow.
what's his perception? Is it more than 0?
Your first chance.
Plus 2!
He's more perceptive than Morrigan.
It's an unnatural 20. Wow. Good
Morrigan's
start on the
the-
rolling tonight, guys.
Yeah. It's really set the tone.
You find an unusual piece of metal. It's a piece of bronze, and it's tarnished by many years.
I start polishing it.
And straight away, it's pushed back behind a pile of things that should have been cleaned up. Like it's so far back that really only Alan could have got to
I
this.
empathise with this piece of metal and my poor lost friend.
Now, it's like an arc with numbers along one side. It seems incomplete, though. The pieces are missing. There are holes where screws should be and maybe where attachments should be added. And then he feels a voice.
Hi, I'm Evelyn, and I tell the tale of the Golden Spear. The sky was clear that night. The heavens appeared just beyond reach. I let the cold air into my lungs and looked for the stars that told true south. The Golden Spear. 7 fine lights without bend or break, and the shining spearhead at their tip. I looked through the eyepiece and made my calculations. It was time I took my crew home for a few days. My first mate grumbled about the choice, though. He wanted to carve through deeper seas and soar through higher clouds. But sometimes, our best days are found in safe harbors.
Wow. That was honestly really beautiful.
So the voices described the constellation of the Golden Spear, but I'm not holding the Golden Spear.
No, you're most certainly not holding the constellation known as the Golden
Just
Spear.
checking.
But even Alan would know that there is no constellation called the Golden Spear.
Oh,
We lost some stars.
we lost some stars.
We lost some stars. We're in the wrong world. We're in the wrong world. They're in the wrong world. It's from the wrong world.
I'm just going to let you guys go.
There is none because we are in a simulation.
We're in the Matrix.
We're in the fucking Matrix.
Finally.
This is what this is all coming down to. So now I'm confused.
I don't know.
How does stars work?
Oh, dear. Anyway, these stars are sort of stars that people haven't seen for a very, very long time.
Because they're burnt out.
Yeah,
They're
maybe they
shooting
are.
stars.
Maybe,
They
definitely.
all shot stars and they're gone. And people made wishes and the wishes came true.
Was the Golden
Somebody's wish came through.
Oh my God.
Stabbing a mountain because it's a spear.
Oh, the spear, the thing that came down with shooting stars at the spear in the mountain. Wait, should I be doing a British accent?
At this stage,
The
no.
spear, the mountain. Oh my God. I can't believe it. Wait, no, because
You're not even there.
it's not my riddle. I got it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I really Alana'd that one.
You allotted that one.
Yeah, like when you do a British accent, but you're not meant to.
Oh, can I just give a disclaimer, please, to our loving audience?
That's all right. None of them thought it was British either.
If Alan has 40 different versions of his voice and accents and a whole myriad of things, it's just because I fucking suck. I pick up accents as I'm talking to people in real life.
Jorda, in the
asleep.
meantime, Jorda is asleep.
Nah.
I'm awake now.
Jorda is asleep.
Really? Because I got all my hit points.
Jorda is asleep. Sleep, Jorda. Sleep. No, Jorda is asleep and senses. Well, it doesn't sense anything. A dream comes through to you.
Oh,
Something is happening on board this ship, and it's being fed to you in different ways.
Ooh.
The dream says,
I should have seen it coming. Not now, as he held a sword against my ribs, but before, at the docks, in the dark look in his eyes. A predatory ambition. To own the seas, not to enjoy them, not to merge with the rhythms of the sea and wind, to steal from them. He knocks the sextant from my hands. I watch it spin through the last fragments of my time. As the bronze instrument that guided me here finally broke against the wood, it shattered for so long. Pieces sliding across the rolling deck. I only see where one travels before the red stain becomes too much. But I do have time for dying whispers.
Dying whispers. Who's dying? Wait, hold on. When someone's dying, can't they reach out to someone?
some can, yeah.
Is someone doing that to Jorda?
Not exactly, no. I wouldn't say you're far off. I wouldn't say it's involving the tattoos, no.
Oh, that's right.
Jorda, what do you do?
I don't know.
And this is why we don't do live shows. Because we don't.
I'm going to get up and go to Alan.
Okay, why?
Oh, I just want to tell him about my dream.
Okay.
Hey, Alan.
Look, I must admit, the dream would have been very overwhelming. You know those dreams you have when you absolutely believe that
In
what
a
you're seeing
panic.
is real? Yeah, but you've just seen someone die in that dream.
Oh, Jorda, friend, you look sad. You look scared. Here, hug. And I hug him with all of my 5 arms.
How did that dream?
Oh, there, buddy. And I pat him
Someone
on the back.
died, but I just can't pinpoint who it was. You know when you have those dreams and you know who it was, but you can't remember? That's where I'm
Yeah.
That's a good way of putting it.
So who was it, Dungeon Master?
Well, it seems like something you'd want to investigate.
I would want to, but I don't really know what to do, so I'm just going to try and look around. I might even try and recall my own thoughts, so I'll use perception.
Okay, sure.
It's a really good roll. Gonna go with it.
Like that.
18. Plus
18.
6.
Oh, that is very good. Is that 2 18? God,
Yeah.
give me a break. Between the creaks of the ship, you can hear something else. It's just difficult to track down, but a little slither of wind or something like that coming from somewhere in the ship. A noise,
All right, I'm
but
going to use...
not a ghosty noise.
Well, obviously something is trying to communicate with me, I'm feeling. So I might try and go and do a bit of investigating.
What would you like to investigate, though?
I would like to investigate the noise, but so where's this crack in the ship that you think?
No, it's not a crack. There's creaks in the ship, so everywhere. Like, you know what an old ship is like. It's creaking all over the place. So somewhere in the deck, I would be starting, I guess.
Like when you step on a floorboard and it creaks.
Yeah, okay. All right, so I'm going to go up to the deck, have a look around, see if I can see any kind of, I don't know, message.
A look around. You're hearing noises.
I'm going to have a listen.
You can use perception for other senses.
Ah,
It's your perception.
okay. All right, well, I'll investigate what's going on in the deck.
Yeah, what are you looking for?
Oh, I don't know. Well, it's obviously a noise. So I'll listen.
Describe how Jordan listens.
Do you want help from Alan as well? Are we listening?
That's probably not a bad idea to get someone
Are
else
you
involved.
investigating or rolling insight?
It'd be an investigation at this stage.
Yeah, okay.
Insight, there's no...
Yeah.
Do you want to ask Alan for help?
Alan, do you want to come and see if you can hear anything with me?
Oh, is it a game?
Let's go with that.
So Alan puts two hands. You know how like you put your hands over your ears, like as like.
Oh yeah, Alan
to
could
try and
really
hit-
do that.
He does that 3 on one side and 2 on the other.
Yes.
To try
Roll
and
with advantage.
I will
For
definitely
his-
give Alan advantage because he can hear
Yes.
more. But he needs to know what he's listening for.
What are we
Listen
listening
for the wind. I don't know.
You're on a ship flying through the air.
Not my wind. Listen to the chant. I don't know. Is there a chant?
Maybe. Listen for a chant.
So we're listening for something weird.
Yes, I'm thinking maybe a song.
Well, have a think.
right.
Have a check.
It could be some kind of song. I don't know. Just like any kind of noise that makes rhythm.
Okay, give me a roll.
Rhythm.
Alan, you're at advantage with your extra handies.
Cool. I'm doing perception.
Oh, 17 plus 10.
How'd you go there? I can see the 1.
There is a 1. There is a 1, and then there's 2 1s. 2 1s.
No, you rolled a double.
No,
Oh,
11.
okay, you're on
11.
11.
Sorry, I was being a smart ass. 11 plus 2.
Strangely, Alan doesn't hear anything particularly unusual except wind and creaking, and it sounds lovely to Alan. It's a
Alan
beautiful-
might be accidentally covering his ears instead of trying to like.
What did Jordy get?
I got 17 plus 10.
Fuck.
What skill is that?
Jordan-
Investigation.
Oh no, Jordan is good at that. He's always been out there solving things and getting around the town. His perception is rubbish.
He wears a monocle.
but he is good at solving puzzles and getting out there and figuring things out like that.
Yeah, so give me my big fat clues.
You do hear a whisper coming from the deck when you get down low to it. When each part of the deck moves and creaks, there are words that seem to come from the ship that perhaps only you can hear. And it says,
A curse is learned when it's not needed, and it forgotten it shan't be heeded, but in your mind it shall be seated. You're captain now, yet not conceited, until a time when I can see the stars again. They'll set me free and howl no more. This trapped harpy.
Trapped harpy. So the harpy is cursed. The harpy is a person that's been trapped. They're cursed, and when the stars go back into the sky, like, oh, when I can see the stars again.
you have curved piece of metal. She's already
Right.
referred to as sextant, which is the device you use to look at the stars.
So if the harpy is reattached to that.
The harpy's the thing on the front of the ship, right?
Oh no, set her free. I'm sick of exploiting women. Prostitutionizer. No?
Oh, the union. Okay, yep.
Got prosthetics?
No. Tiffany's really...
Tiffany became this episode.
Really?
I did not know that Tiffany was going to be this episode.
The harpy at the front, Tiffany Flowers.
If you solve this puzzle soon enough, then yes.
All right.
Okay.
So,
If you
what
can
a time
figure out
frame here.
why.
Okay, so the Harpy's Howl is the name of the ship. That is correct.
And in the first episode, this is very meta, we said that it wasn't always called such a thing.
No, it
Because it's-
wasn't. Because
When the stars that looked like a dagger went into the mountain,
part of the mountain.
part of the mountain was trapped in the ship, and that's why they call it the Harpy's Howl, because it yells out a curse at it. I don't know.
No.
No, Jordan's not really on top of it. Remember, you were searching for things. And you do have a captain you haven't bothered to wake up. Just sitting down there wondering why she came.
She works hard.
Let her sleep. She did.
no, that's not how I sleep. That is not how I sleep.
No.
You should see the way Cory just made me sleep. That's not how I sleep. I'm a cat, so I'm in a little ball purring.
Yes. Yeah, I can see
Does
that.
she have a tail?
She can have, yeah.
So would your tail be covering your face?
Yeah, I'm
Keeping it
very
warm?
tight.
That's cute.
And
And
only
I'm-
moving a little bit
And I'm by the fire because I have a fire.
on a wooden
On
ship.
a wooden ship.
Yup. I can't believe they haven't woken you up as current captain.
Can someone
of the
wake me
ship.
up?
I'm going to go wake her up.
Well, you need to do that better than that.
I'm going to run downstairs and say, Captain.
Up.
We've run aground, Captain. You cannot take much more of this, Captain. What's going on over there? Captain. All right. Surprisingly, you come down and Captain Aneko is in a beautiful sleeping pose with her tail curled around and covering her eyes. He's not going to be happy being woken up.
Oh, good God. What, Georgia? What?
I can hear a Harpy's howl.
Harpy's howl?
Yes.
You can hear it?
Yep, come and help. Talk
Oh,
to...
that is not good.
Can you come out, Captain?
All right, then. Okay, I'm up.
All right, good. You're up. What are you going to tell her?
Yeah, Jordan, what are you going to tell her?
Oh, so...
Wow, Alan's got an attitude now.
Sorry, that was Alana.
I'm sick of everyone's shit.
Alan
In the last
hasn't
20 minutes,
heard...
Alan has lost some patience.
Alan, I'm
Alan's
sorry.
ear is still blocked. I just heard this chant in the wind. I'm guessing it's from somewhere from the ship.
Creak of the deck. Why do you not listen to anything?
It's on the creak of the deck.
Because you're not supposed to write anything down, and now, and now we're in trouble for not knowing.
Now, I only got halfway because my ink ran out. A curse is learned when it's not needed. It, if forgotten, it shan't be heeded. Something seeded. The stars will set me free. So what's me? Who's me here?
It's the Harpy. It's that goddamn Harpy.
What's a Harpy, though?
It's still the thing on the front of the ship.
Sorry, I should have written that down.
Yeah, Alan, honestly, when he couldn't hear anything in the game that Jordan was setting up, he got bored and he went and sat down and it was just sitting there polishing his shiny metal.
What's that, Alan? What have you got there?
Shiny. It sung to me.
Okay.
Oh, well, now it's weird.
Is that a sextant?
I thought you said, is that a sex thing? Captain
Polishing my shiny thing.
It's like an old school compass, right?
More or less. It's the way that a sextant was used to
Read the stars.
And pick directions, yes.
Yeah, okay. But it's broken. Is that
Yes.
Yeah.
It's missing a part.
Is the other part of it in the Harpy's howl at the front?
I don't know. Can you see the front of the ship?
Should I go and investigate?
It won't be easy. It's off the front of the ship. It is the front of the ship.
Is there rope?
Don't pull it, Freya. Tie it to the ship.
Unlike Freya, I am
Wow.
quite wise.
Have you guys seen a sexton before?
No.
Oh, they're really pretty.
Yeah, they're gorgeous. I thought maybe one of you might have at least heard of one.
What part is it missing?
Well, Captain Aneko would probably know
Oh,
by
she
looking at it.
fucking doesn't. All right.
Well,
Alan, where'd you find that?
Alan was cleaning. It was over there, and I point behind one of the wine barrels that Aneko insists we need to have stocked at all times.
Good Lord. Let me have a look.
you could probably tell without even having to do that what's missing. It's the little telescope, the eyepiece is missing that you look through,
Well, I know where it is.
Yeah.
Trapped Harpy.
Is it in her eye?
which has eyes.
It's in her eye.
It's in her eye. Okay, so I'm holding it.
You clearly notice the telescope part. The part you look through is missing.
Oh, do you know what it is?
I know exactly what this is.
Is it
Let me show
something
you.
to do with the missing piece of that sextant?
It's everything to do with the piece of this missing sexton.
Awesome. I might go.
This will be interesting.
All right. I think, well, I don't know. There's a little eyepiece. There's a bit of a chick at the front. A harpy. I'm going to go and check if the missing piece is down the front.
We'll have it, or you'll just go together and have
Oh,
a
we can
look.
go together.
It is. Look, it's.
I'm trying to show you. Now you're trying to show me. Just like herding fucking cats.
Alan
It's like
is
hurting my own people.
Alan is cleaning.
Alan's just gone back to cleaning. He's over this already. How are you going to look at this harpy? It is the front of the ship, and the ship
Well,
is
we need
moving.
rope.
Always have rope. You know that
We
every
always have
character in my
rope.
games
I'm a
has 50
goddamn
feet of rope.
cat, so I'm just going to leap on there, aren't I?
It's off. It's like the front of the ship carving through.
I know what you're saying.
And yet you think you can do that.
Have you seen the things cats can do?
Oh, when they jump up on top of shower screens, which are like this thin and yeah.
All right, I give it to you. I don't know what your dexterity is because I can't remember, but let's hope it's good. Just give me a dexterity check.
If you ever me poor dexterity,
You are the clumsiest cat you've ever seen.
Okay, my dexterity is +1.
Not that dexterous.
Just a lot more charismatic.
Very charismatic.
How much
when Captain
charisma?
Aneko enters a room,
Like 3.
everybody notices.
Yeah.
Right.
And when she speaks, everyone listens.
Okay, but I am a cat, and I'm going to leap on to the front of the ship. Then I'm going to paw up on my way into her head. Then I'm going to crane over with my head and look at her eye.
That's such an adorable image.
It is extremely dangerous, and if you fall, you may die. So let's have a dexterity check. Because you fall, this is a long way down.
Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. It's a 20, so don't worry about it.
It is not.
Plus
She does,
one.
people.
Plus one.
Oh, yeah,
Plus
it's the one that matters.
One. Now, I'm going to roll perception.
You don't need to.
Yes,
From the front of this ship,
oh,
you
yeah,
can
you're
very
right. I'm like
clearly.
this close to it.
You're right there looking at it.
Doesn't need to.
And it would have been investigation anyway because you've been searching around. But it isn't hard to see that one of the eyes of the Harpy looks like it's a glass piece rather than an eye.
Oh.
That's sick. I mean, I knew this all along.
I should have known.
I've heard the rumours.
So,
There
wait.
were no rumours.
There were some
You've
rumours.
uncovered this all by yourself.
Do we put the sexton up to the glass piece, or do we take the glass piece out? Because that seems...
That was my. Sorry.
That is her first one tonight. I think
I know,
it's
but
right.
it's how she does them without realising. Like she goes, this won't sound like a yawn.
You're right.
Plain noises.
Sorry. Just a part of me now.
A number of episodes in a row now, but I've just gone, I don't know if I can get rid of that one. I'm glad we talked about it because now the audience can actually go, well, that's what that is.
Take a shot every time Indy yawns.
That's funny. What are we doing? Oh, yeah. Does it go in or out?
That is the question.
Always an important question.
Maybe, okay, look, I think it's more polite to take the sexton to the...
Oh, God, I didn't know where that was going. It's more polite to be in than out or out than in. I'm not sure.
That's what I was going to. I was like, well, it's
What is
Polish.
she saying?
to take the sexton to the eye before we try removing the eye to put it in the sexton.
The fact that it's also called a sexton is...
That was Cory's doing.
Really?
They really are called sextons.
Probably did
That's
not invent
his
that.
fault.
You introduced it to the game,
This
though,
is
and you've met
generally,
us.
again,
He didn't invent sextons.
yeah, this one, and look, as we all know, this came from Buffy. Somewhere.
Yes.
I just want you to think about how this thing would work. But how would you look through something if it's already in the eye by attaching it to the outside?
Well, I just assumed that the Harpy had to look through it, not us.
Yeah,
that
that's
was
what
my
I assumed.
bad. That was
No,
my bad.
It won't work unless it's put together.
We have to extract the eye.
Is that all wooden around her face down there?
You can see the face of the Harpy. It is carved in wood. It's a quite disturbing looking thing. This is why it's called the Harpy's Howl. It looks like it's in constant screaming, pain, fighting against the wind. But if you probably chipped away at it with a knife or something like that around the side of the wood, you'd be able to pull this thing free rather easily.
I don't think we're going to bring that sexton up here. I think I need to bring this glass eye to you. Knife.
As if you don't have like 40 knives attached to your person.
Yes,
Yeah, in my
not
mind-
the point. I'm clawing on to a Harpy at the moment. My head
we
is
could have used
craning
the
over.
rope.
So I'm just getting my tail and I'm just going to grab this knife. I'm just going to flick it around here. And I'm going to catch it in my mouth. Because I am
Okay.
classy.
Sexy.
And if we drop this one, it's gone. Once again, the rope. But you just ignore tying people to things. You're like, no! What's the riskiest way we can do this, everyone?
Without a safety net.
But anyway,
Should I sail on down and help?
Has anyone just got a sack or something this I can ball into?
Oh, yes, let's tie. Okay, I'll take my shirt
There's
off.
sacks everywhere.
Jordan's still trying to pick up.
Stop
take my shirt
trying
off.
to take any chance you get with you trying to take that shirt off.
And he's undeniably jacked.
For the first time.
I know how to save the day.
First time. Captain Nico kind of looks back like,
And then I'm going to just like get the arms together and like the edges together and make like a little knot at the top. Tie my rope around it. So
Is
it's a little...
this all while the captain's hanging off the side?
Yeah, it won't take long. Hold on. And then it's going to be like a little sack thing. And
what I love is that you're holding. What's this?
She's cradling them.
It was a cradle.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, it's not fun when she's at daughter age. It's not funny when it's like that.
What is your plan here for the sack?
and then cough. Oh, dear.
We live up to our name. We really don't D&D. We just...
You were weighing them. We have a story we're telling.
Yes.
All right.
How are you going to use this sack?
So the idea is the rope would go down and it would go into the sack.
So you're going to
And then we-
suspend it from a rope.
And this is only in case she doesn't grab it with her mouth.
Yes.
Right. Give me a dexterity check.
Me?
Yeah, we'll see whether or not you just managed to avoid Jorda's shirt.
Okay. My tail has pried the eyeball out.
Yep.
And I'm trying to get it with my mouth.
By the way, I
just
should
in
say
case.
that when you said, do you have a knife? Captain Aneko is one of those people when she gets arrested by the police and they say, can you put your weapons on the table? You know in the movies when they do
it
that,
takes a while.
she just pulls out weapons for about 15 minutes. Yeah, when she has a knife, she has about 6 or 7 knives
Yeah.
on her. Yeah.
I knew I had a knife. It was just reaching the knife. I remember I had a tail that could reach my face. If the tail can reach my face and cover it while I sleep, then sure enough, it can do that.
It can do all this.
Okay. 13.
And
Plus
dexterity
one,
plus
14.
1. I was making this a DC 15. It falls loose.
But that's what
And
the sack is
now-
for.
That's what the sack is
Oh,
for.
sack,
so
thank
now
God.
it has fallen into Jorda's sack.
Yeah,
it's
it
not the
has.
right language for it.
No,
Jorda's
it's the
Thank you
shirt
for
sack.
that, Indy.
It's the correct language.
Oh, it was all like, ooh, axe hole is terrible,
Shirt.
but it's like now we got
Shirt.
Jorda's
Now
sack.
we're in Jorda's sack.
Jorda's shirt sack, that's not even better, is now holding the eyepiece of the sextant.
It's all right. Jorda looking very buff, leaning over the edge like it's really heavy. Like,
Is he doing that
this
thing?
Captain Aneko.
Yeah, he's doing that thing where he points at things in awkward ways just to let the bicep show.
Yes.
Buff up a little bit.
So the sexton makes it to the top deck.
And I assume Captain Aneko comes with.
Yep.
I'm just going to stay down here at the front of the bow.
I gracefully leap back off to the deck with everyone else.
Do you want to jump onto the sack? Like the sack rope?
I'm good. I'm really just going to turn around and leap back down.
Is Captain Aneko just averting her eyes from Jorda's flexing?
No,
Jorda's now oiled up. Jorda's head is cut.
He's kind of like,
It's very bodybuilder sort of poses and he's in Speedos. What would you all like to do?
put it together.
Put it together, obviously.
You guys have to actually do things. That's what I'm saying.
Sorry, we kind of start laughing and then we pause.
Forget- I
what
know.
are we doing? Okay, so we have the eyeball plus
Eyepiece.
eyepiece is what I said. Oh, I get it. It's not a ball.
No.
It's
It
the
just was where the
lens
eye was, yeah.
That's pushed in.
There
this
you
makes
go.
so much more sense. So I was like, wow.
Now that you can actually see it, it makes sense to you. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And I think I am the most qualified person to put this back together.
You would be. You would have used these before. In fact, you have one of your own.
Okay, so I'm going to put it back together and then I'm going to look through it.
When you look through it, you do see.
Buff Jorda.
The first thing you see is Jorda getting in the road.
The definition is what I see.
What do you see? See you twit.
Do you see anything? anything at all?
Anything you like, yeah.
Move, Jorda.
Why has Jorda become such a sleazebag?
I know.
Anything you like.
That's what happens.
This is character arc. He got heartbroken, now he's a bit of a fuckboy.
Oh no.
I love New Jorda.
Me too.
Now you're attracted to him.
That's where Freya's going to like want him more than ever.
This
Yes.
is horrendous now.
This is a bad love story.
You do, when Jorda gets out of the road, you can see into the stars. And for some reason, you can see a series of stars that you've never seen before.
Constellation.
A constellation, yeah. This golden spear is in the sky and points due south.
What's back?
And at the same time, you hear a voice.
A voice. Hold on, I gotta take notes.
You actually do. Don't let him tell you that you don't have to.
So hard to keep up.
I am the Harpy's Howl. I have cursed the seas for what has become of me. But I know this prison was of my own doing. Beware greed. It takes the heart. Lets you hide behind your failures, behind coin and jewel. I saw strength in my weakness when I took this ship, called myself captain. But there has only been one who captained the Golden Spear.
I am the Golden Spear. I will feel my sails fill again. Glide across open waters. Watch lightning rumble through distant clouds. I will be free.
And around you, the vessel screams, a long, cold howl like wind whistling through a tattered forest. A sudden boom propels a shockwave across the ship, filling the sails and flinging loose the water that clung to her surface like a film. The vessel creaks as small, translucent white droplets rise from her deck. They hover about a metre above where you stand. Slowly, the wind picks them up, and they swell together, coalescing and growing into the face of an old skeletal woman, an unkind grimace. But as more droplets join, her skin fills and replenishes, her eyes brighten, and the grimace becomes a determined overbite as she looks across her ship,
which seems to respond to her. Old wood renews, tears in the sails stitch themselves together, and the harpy that adorns the vessel's bow brightens as the tarnish hiding the bronze recedes. Even its face changes, from an angry scream to a calm sigh, permanently feeling the sea's song against its polished skin. And then the face fades away, and the harpy's howl is no more.
It is now the Golden Spear.
You are now aboard the Golden Spear.
That's what it used to be called.
That is, I got fucking goosebumps. Well done, Cory. Well
you guys had to get
done.
there, otherwise...
No. It's not about our gameplay. This is pure storytelling at this point.
Your burger is served, and this is our finest Pepsi Zero Sugar. Its sweet profile perfectly balances the savory notes of your burger.
That is one perfect combination. Burgers deserve Pepsi.
How is this not a movie? I would watch this movie 10 times a day.
That was a movie. I've already seen that one in my head.
Logistical question. So does that mean that this ship is what was driven through the mountain? The heart of the mountain? No, okay, I was going way too literal.
No, but you do know where the stars came from. So the sextant you've just looked through looks to the stars of the past.
Ooh, that is awesome. So before the mountain was stabbed and before this ship existed?
No, the ship did exist then.
Oh, it was just named
it's
for
a very old ship.
Okay. Named for the constellation?
Yeah, interesting name.
Wait, hold on. So am I not the captain? Can we co-captain? Am I the captain, yes or no?
That's something you'll have to sort out with the ship itself at some stage. I'm sure that at some stage this ship will speak to you.
Okay.
Perhaps. But that is not this day.
I'm just going to assume that I'm still the captain until someone says otherwise.
I think it's one of those situations where you'll say what you'd like the ship to do, and if the ship likes you, the ship goes where it wants to go. It's no longer trapped.
I took good care of this ship for many,
so
many years.
So is Bone Lady still here, or did Bone Lady just go?
Merged back into the ship.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and it's renewed.
Yeah.
So the harpy's howl was like a trap.
Jordan, could you just put your shirt back on, please?
All right, just
the harpy's howl.
I'm just gonna hold it over the side and make it dampen it. Sorry, I didn't mean to make it all wet.
Jordan's so desperate.
I'm just loving you, Jordan.
Seeing this whole display and apparently ignoring this massive ship transformation, the being looks like he has something to say to Jordan.
Stop.
So Jordan, give you a question. Jordan, the thing.
Yes.
Okay.
The thing?
The thing I want to talk about.
Uh-huh.
There was a girl.
The captain?
Sure. Well, I just wonder, you kept talking about that other person until now, the Freya?
Oh,
his beloved Freya. Freya.
Sorry, Captain. I'm all yours. But there was this girl once, I suppose. Once. Yes. Well, I always had a soft spot for her, you know. We kind of were abandoned together, formed this cotton crew together, but I think she always friend-zoned me. I always wanted a little bit more, but you know.
Alan likes friends.
Yes. Well, that's all we were.
That must be nice.
Anyway, I care for her immensely because I guess she's like a sister. I can't go anymore. She doesn't want anything else. But we've grown up together. We've got this life together. So I'll always care for her.
That very much repositions that kiss now, doesn't it? It's a lot more Luke Skywalker.
Yeah!
Boundaries are important.
It's at that moment the being sort of sits back a little bit and starts to feel something else, another vision, and he says, "Quickly, get me something to look at," because he needs something to project his vision upon, and unravel a sail in front of his eyes, and he can see what's happening for Freya.
Oh, here she is.
Ooh, I like this bit.
That's her right now.
Yeah.
And she is at that stage in a pit fighting some beast, and the raven that she has been given by the previously known raven is flying out of the area, and they watch for a while as this whole sequence unravels where this
huge balloon bursts through of the ground. They're all very wide-eyed, like, this doesn't even make sense. And up comes this balloon, and away it goes. And they see something that, well, in this vision, they notice more than you did. That is that there was a storm forming around it. But they also noticed the markets. Being a place that Captain Aneko would have been to and from a few times, she would say, I know this place. That's the Gressop's Markets. We can get there.
We should go help our friends.
Oh, yes. It looks like she does need a bit of help. Finally, she's actually using that bloody raven I gave her. Far out. But she did get the sneak attack right. Wow.
How about
I just don't know if I like her anymore.
That was cute once, but you know how things that are cute suddenly become less cute?
When you figured it out.
Or whenever I've broken up with someone ever in my life, and you suddenly go, like the rose-coloured glasses
They come off, yeah.
so
No,
quickly, and it's
100%.
little things so quickly, like, you've got a, I don't know, I'm trying to think of some sort of...
Has your tooth always been crooked like that?
Right, that sort of thing.
Oh, yes. You start to pick up every detail.
Are you always that shade of yellow? I
Yeah,
don't know.
you really are not the person I invented in my own mind. So you've done that to Freya.
I have.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah.
How are we going to get this boat moving?
I'm not usually one to involve myself with this sort of kerfuffle, but I like those girls. They got moxie.
Well, I will say one thing.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
There is a reason why Captain Aneko was convinced to try and track down somebody.
Vengeance.
In your inventory, it should say you have something.
Oh, okay. I've got a pistol, a cast-off armor, and a note.
What's the note say?
Like a post-it?
Great question.
You do have a note that you unravel. And this is a note that you've... So, as I was passing it down there, Indy just starts reading it, yeah. This is a note that you've had on your person for a while now, and it's one of the reasons why you've managed to join up with this crew, or at least start to use, them as your crew.
Okay.
Would you like to read through your note?
It's a bit personal. What, you want to read that in front of everyone?
No, I kind of see Aneko like she's got a jacket on and she's got the letter on her body somewhere and she's sort of patting it and thinking of it. So, something swirly-whirly stuff happens and we look to the sky and voice kicks in romantically as the ship sways.
Did she handwrite this?
No.
Yes, so. My dearest Aneko, I'm not a man of great words, at least not in love. They fail me in capturing the depths to which I would fall for you, and for the reason behind my impending departure. Believe me, it is not a decision made lightly, nor without inescapable sadness.
I believed, as you, that destiny had joined our fates like rivers running to seas. I have waited for such a love to break the darkest parts of my heart. Your courage did that for me. And now, I am finally the man you believed me to be. Not the thief, not the mercenary. A man again. Yet, my love, there is something more precious than my own desires, as strong as they are. Something that I must protect. It calls me forth and I have become someone who must respond. The boy I found, the one who gave me cause to beg for your help yet again, the one who reminded me there was more to life than constantly sailing to distant horizons. He must be made safe. I do not know why, nor what from, but within me there is a great urgency to defend this child, and there is no price I will not pay. If I have hidden this letter well, you will not find it until we are gone. I have taken our share of the hoard, and perhaps a little more, aware of the position this puts you in, with the crew. I know I have left and returned before, but I truly believed our time was right. Perhaps it will be again. And so I must ask of you one last thing. If you still know of my love for you, profess to be my wife upon my return, and even the gods will not stand in my path. Yours across time, Dutch.
Aww. Yours across time.
If Jordan doesn't say something like that to me later.
Did you write that?
Yeah.
That's really beautiful.
That was so sweet.
Also, it's really hard to read this writing.
Yeah. Yeah.
You did really well.
Up here it says darkest parts. The R's look very much like N's, which would make it the dankest pants.
The dankest pants you have ever laid your eyes on.
Cursive R's are simultaneously hard to write and hard to read.
So I'm engaged.
Yes.
Which is awkward because, Dutch and Harkon kind of have a thing going on right now.
I know.
Captain Aneko reads her letter to herself, not to everybody else. Nobody else hears it. And you guys don't have the shared tattoos, so you don't have the ability to hear or understand each other. And it reminds her of what she's searching for. She's actually searching for loot, or Dutch, via loot.
Right, so she would have known that Dutch had her ship and where it ended up?
What would make her go to Kaa'Riin?
Well, she would have just been staying ahead of the invasion, that spreading invasion of people. So looking among the survivors to see who she could find. After that, she hasn't seen Dutch, but they have still seen loot, and loot was with you in the village. So she hopes that by finding loot, she'll find a link back to Dutch.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Unfortunately, she does not know that Dutch
isn't there with him.
Isn't Dutch anymore. He is now part of Darkon.
So she gets 2 for the price of 1.
She may well do, and in this world, more the merrier. Get on board.
True.
We have never stepped back from that. Okay, how do you get this thing moving?
I actually can't remember if this thing steers itself or if someone steers it.
No, you got to steer it. You guys steered it into a beach last time. That wasn't really
right,
steering.
thank you.
You lost control of it, to be honest. The captain is a bit stronger at her own ship, sailing her own ship.
Yeah, I'd assume she was quite accustomed or attuned with her ship.
Alan is strong. Alan can help.
He's got to be good with the ropes with 5 hands.
Many hands make light work. I've heard that before. I have many hands, though.
I'm going to go right with you, Alan. Hold on.
You know what's fucked? Alan has better perception than Morrigan. His intelligence isn't great, but his wisdom's not bad.
No, he's actually quite wise. He does seem to stumble across being wise every now and then.
All right, so I'm going to grab this wheel, otherwise known as...
The wheel?
Yeah, I know.
I was on edge waiting for the answer.
Because every time we learn a new ship word. So I grab the wheel. My fur is gently blowing, in the cool sea breeze. I look at Alan. I say, Alan, you know what to do.
Alan walks over and he remembers that he's been doing something with ropes, but he can't remember specifically what. So he wanders over and he picks up a rope that's not attached to anything and just holds it up and looks back at the captain.
Jorda.
Yes, my dear.
I pause for a second, then just give him a little wink. Go help your friend.
Yes. And I scurry over.
He's so sycophantic. Yes, my dear.
Yes. I'm just longing for a deep connection.
I'll stay here at the helm. Helm is the word we were looking for, not wheel.
There we go.
Well done. Congratulations for holding the helm.
That's where we end our story. The helm.
I was laughing because I was trying to think of a segment name for that, when we learn a new ship term. Anyway, go on.
Ship.
All right, you aren't moving fast enough to get there quickly, though. Is there anything you think you can do to make this thing move quickly?
We
need to open the sails so that we get more wind.
Yes.
The sails need to be unfurled.
And then somebody blow a gust into them.
If only you had someone who could do such a thing.
But we don't. So, Alan, make yourself useful and just unfurl. Do you know what unfurl means? Just pull that rope there.
I can do that. And I walk over and I pull on the rope and the sail unfurls.
Nice job, Alan.
I salute with my other 4 hands. Gotcha, Captain.
I'll make a sailor of you yet.
I can see a lot of shipwrecks in his future. As you pick up speed, the land underneath you starts to look a bit greener in parts. The armies that you've been flying away from don't exist in this part, and you see a couple of the watchtowers are still standing. So that would probably be almost about halfway across Kaa'Riin.
Oh wow!
That the towers are still there. So the armies can't advance all the way across yet, but they have probably taken or wiped out huge numbers of people on the way. As you get closer, you see Grassops in the distance with a huge storm swirling around the outsides of town. Inside the town, it looks like the center of the storm, so you can't really tell. If you were there, you wouldn't have been able to see just how bad it got on the edges. And when you hit that storm on the edge, it starts to throw you all around. Can I get everybody to roll me quickly as the storm hits a dexterity check? The good news is that being at many ice just rolls around. He's fine.
Alan is a much better roller than I am. 18 plus 1.
Alan doesn't have a problem. He just holds against the side of the ship and doesn't have a problem.
Alan has no qualms.
Captain Aneko?
13.
13.
11.
An 11. Jordan does get knocked
Jordan's
down.
getting slightly more British by the second.
Desperately trying to get some attention over there.
He's one of those guys that just adapts to his girlfriends. You know what I mean? She's British, so I'm British. Wrong British, Jordan.
So Jordan does get knocked to the ground as you hit the edge of this storm. You can see a balloon flying out of the town, and it's going off cross over the ocean. It just seems to stay out of your reach for long enough to get out over this new part of the water. But then you see that storm form into a creature, and it starts to throw lightning towards this hot air balloon. Captain, what would you like to do about this?
Oh, shit. Load the cannons, Alan. You're the strongest. Go get those cannonballs.
So Alan ties off the rope that he's just been holding this entire time.
For a couple of hours now. No one told him not to.
He looks over and he sees that the cannons and the balls are a bit far away. He tries to reach and he goes, looks back at the rope and then goes, oh, ties it, nods to himself and smiles, really proud, and then goes over and picks up 2 cannonballs, one under each arm, because I'm strong. Grab them or load them?
Load them.
Okay, and so Alan pops a cannonball in one in each cannon. How many cannons do we have?
You have quite...
20.
No, it does not have that many. There's 4.
Yes, we do. It's my ship.
There's 4 on
It's
each
20
side. It's 4 on
on
each
each
side.
side.
8 total,
On the
that's
deck.
pretty good. And then because I haven't been given another instruction, I just pick up 2 more cannonballs and load 2 more cannons.
Into the same
Good
cannons?
job. No, like it's
Okay.
4 on one side now loaded.
Okay, so you're loaded on both sides of your ship as you approach this vicious storm attacking the balloon.
All right. Far away.
What am I trying to hit?
What do you think you're trying to hit, Alan? Oh, Jesus Christ.
Don't-
Lord, give me strength.
Hit the basket.
Hit the big balloon?
No! Not that either.
Giant ball of eyes. Could you make yourself useful and look at something?
The giant ball of eyes can still see through Freya's eyes. She hasn't put the raven's still been loose the whole time.
It has.
And can see that Morrigan and the mole man have been knocked over the side of the ship. They are falling to their doom.
All right.
Are we underneath them?
No.
No.
It's your ship, though.
Can we be underneath them? I think we should steer under, catch them, shoot some stuff up. Happy days.
You don't bloody say. And then I just start gunning it towards underneath them.
Gunning it. So you're aiming towards the people. They
Get underneath them.
Excellent. They land with a thud on the deck, both of them.
Alan was going to try and catch them.
Alan can try and catch one of them. Give me a dexterity check on that one to see if Alan catches one or both.
Okay, Alan moves away from the cannons despite Captain's orders. He feels really guilty about it and moves over to try and catch these 2 falling figures. Alan, help! And he rolls.
If he's trying to catch both, it'll be at disadvantage. If he picks just one of them, he can have just roll.
You can roll advantage.
No, you will not
That's
roll
how that
advantage.
works.
No, look, Alan...
He's got quite the dexterity, though, doesn't he?
Alan has a lot of arms and a lot of confidence in his abilities.
Okay, for catching. He's an incredible juggler.
Yeah, like the worst thing is he just doesn't catch.
Basic levels of juggling for a 5-handed person are already impressive.
Yeah. Alan juggles for people at the local pub after work. Okay, disadvantage, that's fine. What am I rolling for? What's the thing? Dex?
Dex.
Okay.
How'd you go, Alan?
So I rolled a 7 and a 2.
Both of the people hit the deck hard, with Alan standing between both of them as if he couldn't decide which one to go for.
All 5 arms open.
Oh, poor Alan.
And I look, they hit the ground with a thud, and a second later, Alan looks down, and I'm like, oh, sorry.
The captain walks over in the middle of this and notices the body of Morrigan and rolls her over and looks at her and sighs angrily, if anything, and slaps her across the face and says, and you can say this for me, you said he'd be fine.
You said he'd be fine.
Lovely. And that's where we're going to end this episode.
Oh,
Oh, we're done.
Ah, awesome.
Because we're kind of all caught up.
You're all caught up and we can get straight back into the next episode.
Cannons now.
We finished this episode with something very special, ladies. I'm going to send out our thanks again to all those wonderful people who do our voices, the audience who just chip in and they write in and ask if they can do stuff, and they always surprise me. But especially those who sang for us and foreshadowed this episode a few episodes ago, the singers in Gressop's Markets, and how they were sort of telling this story piece by piece a little bit. But also to the Barnes family from the USA, not the Aussie Barnes family. We didn't get them in for singing.
Not Jimmy.
Not Barnesy for our Australian listeners. And if you're not an Australian listener, go and listen to some Barnesy. Would it kill you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Try to connect with our culture a bit.
God. Working class man, driving wheels, get out there.
Yeah, he's the Australian Bruce
Springsteen.
Have you guys seen the
Sure.
Australian anthem to the tune of Working Class Man?
It fits.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does fit.
It's good.
It's seamless.
I haven't seen it.
I'll be honest, it's better.
Good. It is.
But anyway, hey, if you're out there, look up some Barnesy. For everybody else, thanks to the Barnes family in the USA, they took the lyrics that I sent out, which were really just meant to be just bits and pieces, and said, why not just make a whole song?
Oh.
And I love it. So I'm not great at editing songs, but I did what I could, but they are awesome. Their voices are
Are we
spectacular.
playing it?
Right now.
Hey!
Hey.
Thanks, Barnsies. Thank you.
I'm on my way, girl, to find you, my friend. I've been watching from here, you're in trouble again. That's just the way it must be when you're saving the world. But I am here for you, I'm on my way, girl. Sweet love of mine, flying high above clouds. Hair in the wind on the old Harpy's howling. Seek nothing more than when it was our time, and my heart would still beat for that sweet love of mine. Now I see the world in the blink of an eye, or a few dozen more, life was passing me by. That's how I want to live now, my sails are unfurled, 'cause I have changed the way that I see the world. Sweet love of mine, flying high above clouds. Hair in the wind on the old Harpy's howling. Seek nothing more than when it was our time, and my heart would still beat for that sweet love of mine. Adore